Abusani como our channel so AGH Politics Avenue. Podcast also turning because making headlines. The agenda be exumoni de mia praxi mu meso say young political highways ni. Ejedema onia enye asem to akra. Na eye Adwoa Sarfo eni nua be ma ho sema shootings bi akoso a onia ama Adwoa Sarfo ebi akana me no ka say oda eye intensive care ye hwe no onia arrest bi akoso a nipa mako nsia ewo mu no yatimi achi wo mu a sebia so nsi benya da omu etutu se omu enedi sa nyamran sem no na mesho se yenko Joy News channel no so abra mpanyimfo agembre na omu boyin kiremu efa no the cause of it ye ma sansem mu se nyina etimi eba ye emu nsem ni.
There, we'll come back to you, but let's take you to Kwabenya, where the incidents involving the Christopher Sarfo ministries happened. I have two of my colleagues. MFA, I consider that he is at one of the gates, and Collins Frimpong is also at another gate. MFA, let me start with you. Being there currently, what can you report? What do you see?
So this morning we are the residents of the Akonfena, the palace of the Christo Sarfo founder's son, Israel Sarfo. Now, what was expected to be an installation or a ceremony that's supposed to recognize him formally as a new leader of the Christo Sarfo mission here in Ghana turned out to be quite chaotic and quite disruptive yesterday. Now, we're here to report to you yesterday, but this morning as well, we're here with our cameras to report exactly the situation on ground. Well, you see me currently in front of one of the gates at the palace. Here is believed to be called the Southern Gate. I am also joined by my colleague Collins, who is at the other side, which is the Northern Gate. Now, surely if you come here, you see a bit of disruption. One of the things we also observed would be that the whole place is dead quiet. A few people who still live in the house are tight-lipped. They are not ready to give any account of what has happened. But what do we know so far? Two conflicting reports that yesterday, what was meant to be the ceremony to officially recognize Israel Sarfo as the leader of the new Christo Sarfo mission here in Ghana turned chaotic. Now, the camp of the former Dom Kabenya MP, Adwoa Sarfo, reports that, she was shot at, while the other camp, which is the other side, the leadership or the lawyers for the Christo Sarfo mission as well, vehemently debunked that and said that she drove into one of the gates at the palace. She rammed into one of the gates. If you come here, you surely must be somebody who knows the situation of the gate even before the incident yesterday. It looks like a gate that truly has been rammed into, but as to how it happened exactly, the police is still investigating. This is the Southern Gate. Maybe we'll zoom in. You see, if you want to zoom in for our viewers to see what has happened. The gate, when we arrived, is not locked. It looked disruptive. The walls as well, some pieces of broken concrete works over here. We entered the house, found a few people to be cooks or matrons, but I can report to you that they are very tight-lipped and will not even give any account of what has happened so far. Maybe let me connect to Collins as well to give us an account of what he can see at the other gates. That's the Northern Gate of the palace. Collins, if you can hear me, what can you report from the Northern Gate of the palace?
Here at the Northern Gates, the situation is not different from what we witnessed yesterday. A closer look shows that the main entrance at the Northern Gate here, which is a metallic gate, they weren't able to close it. So it is opened that anyone can enter the gate and go into the main building. But one thing I have observed here is that unlike the Southern Gate where they've not condoned the area, here that's not the situation. We've seen a rope here that I believe it is the security or the police service who came here yesterday that they did this to protect people from accessing the scene yesterday. And also another thing that I have observed is that some of the pillars, the chippings have been removed. So you can see rough edges around some of the pillars. I'm not able to zoom in because of the zoom that I am using. But as you said earlier, there is nobody here. There is nobody in the house here. But you can see yesterday when I got here, you can see part of the vehicle that we believed was used to ramp into the building or the gates were here. But this morning, they've cleared all the debris here. That the place is looking quite clean, unlike yesterday when I came here. And also yesterday, as at the time that I was leaving this particular building, around 5 p.m. thereabouts, there were a number of police officers also around and also officers from the CID yesterday here, starting with the investigation, collecting first-hand information. And yesterday, people believed that or thought that they were going to stay here for quite some time now. But this morning, it's not the case. As we go here, we've not seen any police officer here. And also in the building, only about 5 people in there who are also going about their duties that we have tried to engage if they could speak to us. But because of the situation, I believe that they've been told not to speak. But if you come here at the northern gate, the gate is opened. Anybody coming from anywhere can access the gates and go into the house and go and see what happened. Based on the eyewitness accounts that according to the eyewitness drove into over here.
Gates of the palace. But what do we know so far? We know that since the passage of the founder, Apostle Kojo Sarfo, in September 2025, there seemed to be what we can confidently report as an internal conflict between the leadership, or who will take over his leadership at the Christo Sarfo mission here in Ghana. Now, some few days before the ceremony yesterday, particularly 18th of June, we know that 2 senior members of the church had filed to seek an injunction on this ceremony on the 18th of June in the court here in Accra. Following that, the ceremony still held, and yesterday we can report the chaos that has happened. Question is, well, before I even go to the question, Kojo, will be that I made a few calls to people I think may have some information, and they report to me they want to speak off record. They report to me that some of the security personnel, if not all of them that were picked up yesterday, are what they describe as family members or persons that have been trained by the founder who was passed into the private security section of this institution. So they're called the Kantanka Private Security Guards. So these are not strangers. The person confidently described them as family, as brothers. They are not people or outsiders. And the intention behind that will be that the leadership must trust those who provide security for whoever will be the leader or whoever is lead the Christo Sarfo mission. So that's the twist and turn of what has happened over the weekend so far. But of course, this morning, as you can see, we asked questions. We're not getting some answers. We also know that the police already picked up 6, and these 6 persons are the people I'm giving you a true account of who they may be, and still on a hunt for those who could have been carrying some firearms here at the ceremony yesterday. So Kojo, that's what I can report to you from the palace here at Kwabenya, specifically the Akomfena Palace, or the Israel Kojo Sarfo, son of the former Apostle Kojo Sarfo, the leader of the Christo Sarfo mission here in Kwabenya.
If you can hear me, what have the residents been telling you? Have you seen, you mentioned earlier that they've been tight-lipped, but have some people said anything? Okay. So that's what's been the best way to deal with this particular matter.
Well, I think there are dimensions of it. So let's take it, let's say one by one. Firstly, I've seen from the reports that the Christo Sarfo side have told their story.
Yeah.
The police have also issued a statement about some arrests. Now, from a legal point of view, anytime there's anything related to crime, criminal activity, as a private person, citizen, what have you, your first recourse.
So these are bullets. Wow.
Yes.
And that should be so many rounds.
Yes, that's that. Yes, but you see the police statement shows that it was pump action.
Yeah.
You know that one, the pellet spread. When you fire in one direction to spread, so you can have many holes in the wall. It's not like, it doesn't go in one like a regular bullet.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so they said they seized several pump action guns. So we should expect
wow.
You could see the same on the vehicle.
And so this was aimed at killing someone or what?
Oh, yes, but that's what you were doing.
Wow.
Otherwise, what would the shooting be for?
Yes, because, and that's why I'm saying that when you have a crime being committed, as a private citizen, your job is to report to the police, not to take matters into your own hand. But of course, the law also has exceptions where you can fight to protect property, self-defense, if your life is in danger and so on. Now, I've read a statement from Christopher Sarfo, and they have also tried to put it from their perspective.
Yeah.
That they said someone was trying to enter or drive into a building.
So this is the car. So it means that they were shooting at the... But is it bulletproof? Because it couldn't...
Me too, that's what I asked when I saw it yesterday. The first question is the vehicle bulletproof? Because the holes didn't go, like the bullets didn't go through.
Yeah.
It depends on the distance.
Okay.
True, but still, because look at the glass.
Yeah.
And then look at the body of the
It could be.
It could be.
It could be.
It could be.
Wow.
Really interesting.
Charlie?
Because, yes, I also ask the same question. So could you, it is not up to individuals to have armed security to defend themselves. Because even though you can get a permit to own an armed gun or handgun, that handgun is not to be used in this fashion. So that's why private security companies and so on are not supposed to use weapons. This is like the US, where they are armed, you can walk around with your arm.
MFA told us that these she's told, are part of the security group of Sarfo Kantanka.
Exactly.
But even though they are, you say they are not supposed to. Okay.
Not supposed to. You can get a licensed firearm as an individual, private, in your home to protect your home and so on. But not that you have it as a private security group and you're armed. You can't, you are not authorized to do that. No. Only Ghana police can do that. So there's a question that obviously needs to be answered through the investigation. Beyond that also, we see that, Ghana police have issued their statement. They say they've made some arrests related to this family or group of people we are talking about. And then we've seen from media reports that the former member of parliament for Domi Kwabena also says she was injured and all of that. So obviously...
But the police say she came to the Kwabena police charge office in a Land Cruiser with registration number, blah, 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 with gunshot marks on the back passenger window and the front fender.
What you just...
Blood was oozing from her left ear at the time when she turned up at the police station.
Yeah, exactly. So there's criminality involved here one way or the other, and it has to be dealt with. And that's the only thing I can say, because it's quite sad, given the history of Christopher Sarfo. Christopher Sarfo as an organization, the impact that church and organization have been in Ghana is massive. Yeah. The person who has passed away, whose legacy now is, being, if I should say, contested, he's left a significant mark on Ghana. One of the very few people to have, essentially built a church tied in with science. Yeah. Because, they believe a lot in science, innovation, developing skills, and so on. So this is one of the churches that invest a lot in their people, learning vocational training, all those kinds of things. That's what led to the Kantanka automobile. They have other things and so on.
Someone was telling me that even the MVTI thing that
they do. Best out of, yes, because this church is from the 70s. So their founder is one of those people who has built a legacy and a name for himself. Today, many people who are called even Sarfo. Some are not necessarily from a family where Sarfo is their name. They pick the name because they were adopted by the founder of Christo Sarfo. Many people, some very prominent that you even know of, are actually from this household.
Wow.
Because he adopted them. Some are his own children because he has many children as well. But some were, basically adopted and taken care of. In fact, one of his children even was one of my class reps several years ago.
Oh, okay.
Fine, yes, a gentleman. So it's sad that we should get to the point where now there's a certain clamor for who had the place and it leads to altercations. Like now, people might even go to jail as a result of that. And that is something I'm sure that if he was alive, he himself would not even want to associated with his name or his image. So it's quite sad that things have gotten here. I don't know if any of the children are pastors, so I don't even know whether they have to take over. Aren't there people who were second in command to the man in terms of, the pastoral work? Because I believe it's a church.
Yeah, it's a church.
Yeah, so it's a church. So I will say the children are they pastors? Are they, men and women of God? I don't know much about that, you see. And when you look at it, it's quite sad because it's to bring a taint or shame on a name that has been built over decades.
Okay. Kajos, how can things like this be prevented? Because this is coming after the demise of their father, and the battle is about who succeeds the father as a head of the organization.
Kojo, wherever Adwoa is, I wish a speedy recovery. And this is a family feud. I've been invited by the old man on a couple of occasions at is it Anya or whatever, where he does this annual convention to show to the public the new inventions that he has created and all that. And in the old man, you see in him somebody who wants to impact into society. He combined his religious activities and the natural talent that he had to promote the work of God into the society. So my prayer is that his demise should rather find a way to continue the good works of the apostle, rather than for us to witness this unfortunate incident. We've been reading on social media that between Adwoa and the half-brother, there has been some disagreement that is going on here and there. And all along, I thought we could have resolved this. I saw Adwoa visiting the Speaker of Parliament to officially invite him to the funeral that is in July, and a couple of noble people in the society for the funeral and all that. Now, as for the criminal angle that has come, the police is handling it. I have some pictures here where these guards or this security position themselves as if they are armed forces trying to target an enemy. We're also told the lawyer, one lawyer by name Nana Kofi Kantanka, said he's a lawyer of the Christo Sarfo family. He spoke to Join News to clarify the details surrounding the incident involving Adwoa Sarfo, who was allegedly involved in the chaotic situation at the recent ceremony. Fast forward, all that he's trying to say is that Adwoa's vehicle drove into the main gate. So there was a big bang. Because of time, I can't read everything. But he spoke to your station that he drove straight into the vehicle to enter. It was based on that the security moved out.
We ain't some who written post or channel, so I'm not so general. Had a sense of party that essential.